she's the communication officer of Cities with Nature. So please, Willemien, thanks. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Stefania. I appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. We're so excited to have you all at our webinar. I'm going to actually show you now how the action platform works. I'm going to share my screen, and what I'm actually going to do is just jump right into the action platform instead of presenting in a presentation. And then, yeah, we do welcome any questions or comments along the way. Just to double check, can everybody see my screen? Perfect. Will be a couple of questions for you, and then one of your departments or ministries or any official representation can provide the correct information to sign up for Cities with Nature. But it's fairly straightforward and fairly easy, and I think as mentioned before, it's also free. So once you've signed up, you will receive an automated email from us, and we will send you your login details, which is your password and your username, and then you should be able to log in whenever you want to use the site. We will also be receiving a little bit of guidance on how to use the action platform. So we've created 2 documents to, first of all, create a bit of a framework to show, how our action areas, our commitments, and our actions, and then also the targets and baseline measurements are linked. So we've created a document with a bit of an overview of that, and then we've also created a document to help you create your profile, and that I'll show you later when we actually get to the profile section. So for today's presentation, I'm using a test user login, so you'll see that they welcome me as Cities with Nature here, and I can either do 2 things. I can do one of 2 things when I sign in, and the one is build my city profile, which I'll show you later, or go to the Action Platform dashboard. So I'm going to go to the Action Platform dashboard because I just want to show you all that part first. And then for those of you who have used the platform before, I'm very happy to announce that we've actually improved it to make it a little bit more user-friendly. And yeah, just make the steps a little bit fewer. Sorry, I'm just going to admit the core. Okay. And then once you get to this page, which is called your dashboard, you can do one of 3 things. You can either learn more, especially about how our action platform commitments relate to the SDGs, like Ingrid mentioned before, and to the GBF targets. So when you click on that, you'll be able to learn a bit more about that. Or you can click on this Let's Go to learn a little bit more about the action platform itself. But what I want to show you today is just actually how to make a commitment. So just to be clear, for COP15, we would like cities to at least be at a commitment stage. So yeah, we would like you to have your profiles created and your commitments ready. And obviously, the furthest you can go, as far as you can go would be amazing, because as Ingrid and everybody else has explained already, it's very, very important for us to be able to show what's happening on a local level, and especially city level. So I'm going to click on that right now, but I just also want to show you here. It's always very easy to find your dashboard again. It will be here on the left-hand side. It will be easy to find your commitments again, and it will be easy to find your leaderboard. So I'm going to show you the leaderboard to you in a second. Right, so let's jump into schedule action. So as I explained before, you will be able to learn a bit more in our framework about the action areas and how they work. But basically, the way it goes is you firstly have your action areas, which there are 3 of, called Protect and Restore Nature, Use Nature Sustainably, develop tools and solutions. Then within these action areas, you have your commitments and your actions. And then, as I mentioned, also your baseline measurements and your targets. So for this presentation, I'm just going to go into the first action area, which is called Protect and Restore Nature. So here you will see we have 5 different commitments under this action area. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So under each of those commitments, you will also see you have your actions. So these are all these bullet points that you see here. Those are your actions. And so if you click on your commitment, you will find some more commitment details. So we said we've tried to make it a bit more user-friendly by also providing some more information and context. So here you will find how this relates to our SDGs. On a local and subnational level, governments often have to follow the SDGs as a guideline. So we also have created a directory, which should be live soon, where you can firstly click on the SDG and then see which of the commitments is related to that SDG. You can make sure that what you commit to on our platform is aligned with your government's expectations, but then we've also made sure it's aligned with the PBX, which is why we are recognized by the CDP, because we do make sure that our platform is robust. So when you get to this point, you will click here on Make Commitment. So I'm already committed by the first commitment, and that's why it says I am committed. But this will actually be highlighted in yellow. So you can click on that. Then if you go to one of your actions, now this is interesting because this is where you can actually help yourself more for your future targets and commitments. So, for example, if you go down here, you'll see this is your baseline measurement, which you can enter, and then we also have our SMART target, and it's very important that it's SMART because it's measurable, and this is basically what you want to achieve. And what's cool about this is that you can set a report reminder so that you can come back in 12 months and see, okay, what is my progress? And then from all these reports that you've actually obtained, you can save them here for yourself. You don't have to have an external place to save your reports. You can have them all right here. And then you can see here for you, because a lot of these things will be long-term progress. So you can add new reports there, and you can also make notes for yourself, little reminders. Next year, I need to remember to look at this, and I have to go back to that one, etc. So you can personalize it for yourself, basically. And then at the end here, we have upload proof of document, which is optional, but we really encourage it because we do want to keep the tool as robust as possible. So if you can link up your LBSAT, your attachment management policies, or anything that relates to each of your commitments, that would be great. And for those of you who have used it before, you'll notice that we've now enabled the platform to link one document with several commitments. So if your LBSAT actually covers all of these, you can to link that one document to all of those. So that's actions and commitments. And now I want to show you the leaderboard, which we've also created. We've also revamped slightly to show what's the training commitment in each action area, commitments per action area, the participating cities, actions taken, and then see who are the leading cities on the action list. We would ideally like all of you to be up here by showing your commitments and adding your actions on here. So I'm just going to show you what the profile actually looks like and why it's important for you to populate your profile. Because this is where you can really show what your study is about. And just make it a bit more personal as well. So firstly, we would like you to add a little bit of a profile. So just describe your city. Obviously, this can be official and approved. And then we want some information about your head of government, as you can see here. And then some city features that the city is proud of, all your, especially urban nature type of photos and landmarks, we would really like to share those with other cities and to be able to see all of this. It's not loading, but you get the idea. And then also we've got our social media icons here because we want to tweet and we want to share on LinkedIn the new progress that we're making, that your city is making. So in the future, once your city has been active for a while, you'll also be able to get these badges to show sort of your achievements, depending on how far you go. And these are all things that you can work toward. And the best thing about all of this is that your actions and everything can be downloaded as a PDF, as you tick here. So you can then send it to other cities, you can send it to city officials, you can send it to, you can even print it out and upload it somewhere. So here you can see, for example, the city, they will show, you've already achieved 33%. So by the time that you achieve 100% on all of these actions and commitments, you'll have a wonderful document to compile all of that and download as a PDF. And that's basically it from me. So I do encourage you all to ask questions if you want to know more. Thank you.
Thank you, Willemien. So useful. Now I'm sure that all the cities will jump onto CitiesWithNature and the action platform. Now that they know how cool we are, I mean, CitiesWithNature, the action platform, the overall global frame, and then focusing into what the action platform really provides. They can't but fall, into our beautiful network. So again, we will have now a specific example from the city of Cape Town. So again, zooming in, and it will be Bronwen Griffiths. It's a pleasure for me to be introducing Cape Town. We work so nicely, on daily basis, I would say, with the colleagues over there. And Bronwen, she's the head of sustainable partnership and financing, and she will tell us how they are using the action platform and how fruitful, productive, efficient it's been for their own city plan. Bronwen, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you all, and I'm hoping you can all see my screen and you can hear me.
We can.
Great. Okay, let me present.
Yes, the present mode.
Okay, right, perfect. Sorry, just trying to get rid of something. That's strange. All right. We have had the opportunity to be working with the ICLEI team, trying and, shall we say, to break the system where we could see if we could make suggestions, and just working through the process with an incredibly helpful team. And as such, we were asked, could we please present? So I'm just going to give you a couple of lessons learned. So I will just start with saying that for those who don't know, and let me just put my pointer onto laser, we're there, right down the bottom of Africa, and the host city as well to ICLEI Africa. And I'm assuming this presentation will be made available, but otherwise using the platform, you can hunt for our profile there, and that should give you, let you have a look at what we've managed to do so far. Just firstly, I think it's worth pointing out that from what we've done so far, this is what we see the value add going forward to be. Firstly, obviously, it's a showcase to other cities and regions on the CitiesWithNature network. It's important that the way that this network, the platform is set up, is that all the links, if they're populated, and I suggest you do fill all the links, they go back to your city's formal website. So they are verified, and it's not a case of reinventing the wheel. It's you it's where it should be. As noted, even if it's not in the form of full reporting, it's a very useful place to collate all the information. So you've got a nice single focus point of reference. What the City of Cape Town team has been doing is we've uploaded a lot of our key documents from our brand new IDP, which I loaded yesterday, and our State of Environment report, through down to guideline documents. So take note, it's a good place that you can tell somebody to go one place instead of telling them that they need to wade through a very large city website, and maybe it's not quite as accessible. Apologies, there's a C missing there. I noted the fact that it is cross-linked to the city site. So one thing that's also important means you don't have to go back and update the platform. It'll be updated within your own city item. A point to note is that if you use it sensibly, it can be used to enhance the existing reporting structure of the city. And we all acknowledge the fact that there's a very heavy reporting load that is put onto most of the cities, and especially the metropolitan areas. So you have the opportunity to use this, and hopefully, yes, it'll give you that value. And just finally to point out that obviously the dashboard is really, really useful, and it does give you a nice, simple overview. So the city's status to date, we've been playing around with the platform to a greater or lesser degree since March this year, and just taking a snapshot from the internal profile, our about is done, our overview is done, but as I noted, that's iterative, and we're adding documents as they are published. Our journey is the part that we're still trying to play with, and we do need to wrap our heads around that part. That's a little more complicated, and we just need to figure out how that works in terms of our existing reporting. So count that as ongoing. And then our actions, we will have a major upload by the end of the week. Apologies, there was a gremlin in the works. But our commitments and our actions should be uploaded by the end of the week. So that's just to give you an indication of where we are to date. And then I'm not going to talk all that much longer more. I just want to give you some of our experiences of using the platform. Firstly, the ICLEI team are at your service. If it goes wrong, don't try and fix it yourself. Ask the ICLEI team. They are really helpful, and the little guideline documents are useful, but if you need more, just ask. They're quite happy to help. And just to note that, as was mentioned earlier, there are fairly regular updates that happen as well. So that's based on lessons learned. So if you're interacting with the platform, you have the ability to influence how the platform develops over time. So in other words, if there's something that really doesn't work, tell the ICLEI team, and it should be incorporated into the next iteration. Importantly, if you are the dominant person working with the platform, put time aside to play with it. It takes a little bit of time to work out. You need to understand the logic of where things are and what things are doing, and how the different aspects of the platform cross-link to each other. I'm not saying that it's hard. I'm just saying there's an awful lot of information in there. So you need to figure out what you're doing, where you're doing it, and how you're doing it. Obviously, the best place to start is get your city profile up and running. And once you've got that, then get into the action platform and start working further from there. Some general suggestions. I would recommend that, given the need for cities that you need to have everything approved, take the headings, create a Word document or an Excel document, and populate it outside of the platform. It allows for collation, It allows for interactions between different teams, especially where, for instance, in the with the City of Cape Town, we have some of the actions in the platform are within one directorate, whereas others are held in a second directorate. So it allows you to get everything checked and sorted out, and then you upload the final version. It's worth noting, though, that if you make an oops, at the moment the ICLEI team can modify that for you. Otherwise, I have been promised that there will be an edit function coming in sometime soon, in which case you'll be able to go back and update stuff yourself. Importantly, as I noted, this is not reinventing the wheel. Use your existing documents and information. Apologies, let me just let someone in. The point is, you don't need to get council approval to upload this information. You are taking information that the city is already committed to, and you put that into the document. So, as I noted, you might be taking, say, for instance, your commitments from your IDP, maybe from your strategies, maybe from your state of environment. Those are the information sources that you'll be using. So you're not reinventing the wheel. Upload all relevant documents. And my suggestion, when you're going through, so as I said, that would be your IDP, your strategies, your policies, your plans, your guidelines. And importantly, the way that the upload of documents happens, there are people asking to be admitted. What I suggest is when you do the upload of documents, make sure you fill in as many of the fields as possible. The more information you put in, the more value others can get from it. And they're nice and easy to fill in. It's just a case of make sure you have a copy of the document, make sure you have images of the front cover of the document, and yeah, go for it. It'll take a bit of time, but it's relatively idiot-proof. An important thing, remember, it's iterative. Go back. Every time a major document that is of relevance is published, pop it up. Don't try and do it all in one go. Add the information as you have it in hand. It is better to have a partially done platform profile than it is to have nothing. So if it takes you longer to get it all done, so be it, but at least get something in. And as my closeout point on that one was, if nothing else, do a few key commitments. You can add more as you go along. And, oops. That's it from me. I'll correct the one slide before I send it back. But if there are any questions or if there's anything anybody wants to know specifically from us, you're most welcome to ask. I'll stop sharing now.
I should be learning another language now. Dankosi and Danki and I want to learn. Please. This is fabulous.
Afrikaans, English, Afrikaans, and isiXhosa. Yes.
isiXhosa. That's very interesting.
That's the last one.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Now, you told our municipalities and cities that we provide help, on daily basis, and they are finding in us the answers in all what we ask. So it means that as of tomorrow, we will be really inundated with emails and requests right now.
Prepare yourself.
But no, we're very happy. I mean, we're very happy that your experience is being so positive. And yes, we are there for you, because Cities with Nature not only is for cities, but the platform itself, it grows thanks to you. Whenever we have meetings, calls, or whatever, we ask you, how is it going? How can we improve? What should we fine tune? What would you need more? So it's your space. It's your space. So and Bronwen was really explaining it perfectly how useful it is, how practical it is. We have been, our technical team and our comms team, they have been working so enormously in upgrading, fixing, making it user friendly. So it's a never ending story. It's not that CitiesWithNature platform, ends here. It's just progressing thanks to your inputs. And this is why we need places like this one, webinars, interactions with all of you. So again, from Cape Town, which is a beautiful city that I've been visiting recently, and I with beautiful environment all around, we are moving from South Africa to Uganda. To listen to the story of Makindye Ssabagabo municipality, specifically from Alex Kivumbi. He will tell us about their experience in using CitiesWithNature, and we know that your municipality, Alex, is a fast growing city. So I'm sure that you're also taking the best of the examples and the benefits of CitiesWithNature. So Alex, it's up to you, please.
Yes, thank you, Stefania. I hope you can hear me. I'm having a bit of network issues.
Okay.
If you could permit me share my screen, please. Okay. So I hope it's visible on your side.
It is visible.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Alex Kivumbi. I'm Head of Innovation and Resource Mobilization from Makindye, Ssabagabo Municipal Council in Uganda. And we are one of the local governments that have been interfacing with the Action Platform since actually, I think February, because we started with the pre-testing and then we are now active users. So I'll dwell a little bit on the experience, and then I also report on the action that you've taken. So basically the experience, this kind of platform is proof that we are committed to address aspects of biodiversity and climate change. Sometimes you could really come out and claim that you're champion of these aspects, but you need to show that you're really taking action, and what other way is better than really committing on a platform that is accessible globally. So I think this has been a very good experience for us. Then the other aspect I can talk about is visibility. So as a city, we are working on a number of projects, especially to address the effects of climate change. And a number of our partners sometimes really ask us that, but you guys, are you really committed? Yes, sometimes you have to direct them to the link and show them that whatever we are talking about is not just in our heads, but we even made a commitment on an international platform. So you find that sometimes accessing support, this has been very helpful. Then lastly, regarding the experience is that, aspects of biodiversity, climate change, nature, sometimes may not be given priority by the city, much as they could have budgeted for funds in the financial running, but then realization of these funds might not be straightforward. But in case you're finding challenges, you go back to the town clerk, you go back to the mayor and tell them that you guys, look, we made a commitment. You need to release this money such that we can fulfill what we committed. So basically that's regarding the experience using the platform. And probably I could report a little bit on the commitments and action that we've taken, but I'll be very brief in the interest of time. Of course, under protecting, connecting, and restoring ecosystems, we had an action on greening of the city through planting trees. I can say that the aspects of tree planting, we've not really made very much progress. But at least on the aspect of greening, we've now reached a level of ensuring that whatever development plan is approved in the city, there should be an aspect of greening actually. So your development plan cannot be approved minus that. So I think we are progressing. Then the other, still under that particular area, protect, connect, and restore ecosystems. We also had a commitment to reduce plastic consumption and the amount of waste generated. So we've reached out to partners, especially GIZ, and right now they've supported us mobilize the resource recovery agents. Those are plastic collectors, garbage collectors, and they formed an association. And currently, GIZ is procuring equipment to set up a PET plastic processing facility. We believe it will be functional, and these resource recovery agents will provide the raw materials to maintain the plastic processing facility. So I'm rushing because I was told I had 5 minutes. Then under use of nature sustainably, of course, one of our commitments was promoting green building. I can report that we participated in a challenge by UN Habitat called the Climate Smart City Challenge, and our green home project emerged among the best 4 projects. Others are from Bristol in UK, Curitiba, Brazil, and Bogota. So currently we are working with UN Habitat and UN Habitat and the Swedish partners to undertake the system demonstration. Before scaling up, the link is available. Somebody can always access it for details. Then under sustainable production and consumption, we had a commitment to promote sustainable waste management, and still we reached out to development partners because at times we don't have all the resources. We came up with a proposal submitted to the Climate Smart City Gap Fund, which is currently supporting us to undertake a pre-feasibility study to explore the organic waste treatment options. And we believe that after the pre-feasibility study is in place, we shall scale up the project. What are some of my suggestions? So I would suggest that we should get the email addresses or contacts of key stakeholders in the city. For example, it could be the mayor, the city administrator, and then periodically remind them, probably on a quarterly basis, after every 3 or 4 months, about the commitments that they've made. So this is what I can present for now. Over to Stefania.
No, Alex, it's been so interesting for myself as well, because sometimes we don't really necessarily have the time to go through each of the city, commitments, since we have so many people all around the world. And I'm learning so much from you as well, like that you're really filling into all the categories of the action platform, because some of the cities do not, right? They don't have the time, or very often it's really a matter of capacity. I remember when I talked to Budapest recently, they wanted to be part of CitiesWithNature and the action platform, and they told us, nature and biodiversity is in my heart. He was the head of biodiversity department, but then he said we have no capacity. It's just a matter of resources and capacity. And then I see that municipalities from Uganda is fully committed and using all the categories of the action platform, which is aligned to the global biodiversity framework. So it's really, for me, it's really inspiring. It can be done. It's a matter of yes, time, resources, but also the commitment. Like, do we want to really live in better urban spaces? So this is how we can do it, the action platform. So thank you so much. Extremely important, all the recommendations, inputs from the practical examples of the cities themselves, so Cape Town and Makindye, Ssabagabo municipalities. And I think now it's time for questions. So any question from your side? Here we are. As Bronwen was saying, the whole team is for you. So the whole team is Ingrid, is Willemien, is myself, is Jade. So we are here for you and for your questions. Maybe we gave too many information already. You're fed up of us. So I can see somebody is interested. Samson, do you want to raise your hand? Or I can see you just leaned into the screen, no?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Mohamed Mtopa. I'm an environmental health officer from Iringa municipality in Tanzania. So I'm so excited to be here, and I'm following how Mr. Kivumbi was speaking here, but I want to contribute something about the environmental issue in Iringa municipalities. So now we know that we are facing the problem of global warming and climate change, but in Iringa municipalities we have several campaigns of emphasizing people to plant trees. So in order to combat or to overcome the problem of climate change, but we still have certain problems of perception, especially on environmental conservation, because like now I can say something. You can see that most of our construction activities, like road, we construct the roads maybe, but we are not planting trees. We are not planting flowers, maybe alongside the roads to beautify our environmental. Also, we are not also emphasizing people to plant trees, especially in their homes. So we are not also emphasizing those people who own industry to plant the trees, because we know that now we have traffic in roads. We have a lot of vehicles. We have some industries which contribute to emit carbon dioxide gas and other chlorofluorocarbon gas. So all these gases may contribute to ozone layer depletion. So I think if we will come together to raise awareness to the community, the people, to understand about the we have a lot of vehicles which produce gases, industry which produce gases which destroy ozone layer. Now, so if we will come together to raise awareness to the people, to our government, to understand the situation, how the situation is now, I think it will be we will be in a good position, because we can get some funds to establish project of planting trees maybe, and the flowers to keep our municipalities green. Also, if we will cooperate together to emphasize those people who own industry, also to plant trees around their industry, and also to emphasize our community, our peoples to have a behavior of planting at least 5 to 10 trees, and to make sure that those trees are growing up, not only to plant the trees, but to oversee that those trees which we plant are they growing up. I think we will make our areas green, our environment green, and we will intervene. We will help to combat green the problem of climate change.
No, absolutely, Mohammed. And as Vanessa just typed, she summarized perfectly your intervention. It's a system thinking approach, and then you're saying it very correctly. It's communities approach that have to come together, and that's the collective action that now it's trying to be conveying, expressing, reiterating, and move it forward. No, thank you so much. And I know that your municipality is coming on board very soon, right?
Yes, yes.
We are very soon joining Cities with Nature. So you will be one of those cities that will be just because as I told you before, we are going to be having a sign up ceremony on the stage at the summit of the COP15. So your name, the name of your municipality, Ringa, is going to be also on the stage. So
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is great. This is great. Thank you. Thank you. I can see another. Yes, we will totally be in touch. Ernita is our connection. So as Bronwen was saying, we're always there for you. So the next steps are going to be together with us. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. I can see that the hand raised by Liz de Villiers over whatever. It's just the cup.
Overstrand municipality. I love my surname being said like that. Thank you so much. I feel very French. I don't know what that means. But I know my surname, it sounds good. Thank you. I think what I wanted to mention is we are also very happy to be part of this forum. My colleague Lauren Rainbird is also present. She's our horticulturist. So for us, being from a coastal town in the Overstrand or the Overberg region, we always struggle with finding the right trees to plant because it doesn't do well in this extremely salty, windy air of ours. So we struggle. We're from the fynbos kingdom. So it's mainly shrubby, very low fynbos areas. But my concern is what I'm going to need assistance with, and I think this is where this platform is amazing, is we've got extremely high, rich biodiversity. But we're struggling with a very fast-growing municipality, and we have a lot of our communities that are now saying that within our urban area, we've got quite a lot of open plots that are undeveloped and has rich fynbos, which is critically endangered and endangered vegetation on it. And obviously that builds up to our biodiversity. It's part of our biodiversity and our conservation together with a fauna that's associated with the flora. But it's also extremely high fire risk. And we've had huge fires. In the Western Cape, we are actually the third highest critically fire rated area in the Western Cape. So I think our future is how do we deal with management of these open spaces, which is planned on being developed. How do we do our management of our plot clearing, our fire, our huge fire combustible areas? How do you deal with that versus conservation? So I think this platform is going to mean a lot with us because at the moment we are struggling to say to our community, yes, the conservation is important, but fire is a huge risk. We lose lives, we lose infrastructure, but obviously our conservation corridors are just as important. But we need to have a platform like this where we can have expertise. So I'm really looking forward to the expertise to assist with those kind of areas of struggles that we have. So yeah, thank you very much for making us part of this process. Thank you.
I thank you, and I will also drop in the link of the community of practice that our team has been developing recently, especially and specifically for coastal cities. So over there already you can find very, very useful information, inputs, recommendations, best practices, experiences. And then I don't know whether Ingrid, you would like to answer the overall question about conservation. Despite of all the efforts that municipalities do.
Yes, just briefly. I mean, I think that this is certainly something that these are often quite unique problems. Each municipality or city has different issues. The fire one is really interesting. It's very special to this part of the world. Also, other parts, I know I lived in Northwest for some years, and you do get fires there as well. It's grassland. It's not fynbos. And I think that clearly there is a need for more resource materials on how to deal with fire. And I think I know that Lisa, your municipality is part of one of the new projects that we've just started. So it might be an interesting consideration to see to what extent we can maybe develop a simple guide on how to deal with fire, keeping in mind that it would be different according to the different biomes. But having said that, I think that dealing with fire and the fact that that's yet another threat to the biodiversity of your area. So it's not just encroachment as a result of invasive species or agriculture or urbanization or climate change related droughts, etc. These sorts of extreme events that are often linked also to weather and to the fact that it's part of how the biome functions is something that I think one should capture and recognize and maybe have a look at the platform, because there are specific targets that one can address to try and not solve the fire problem, but certainly how targets that you can set in terms of managing and dealing with these sorts of challenges. And yes, I think it is a conversation that we can through the project we can maybe continue at a later stage.
Thank you, Ingrid. Stefania, I really appreciate that. Great.
Yes, you just reminded me. Last night I was watching a very interesting documentary about the fire that has been really ravaging the Napi Valley in California recently, and they're trying to be looking for a lot of practical solutions. So it's such a strong, severe problem that absolutely has to be tackled. And as Ingrid was saying, Sally will develop guides, relevant guides, and happy to be again accompanying your path forward with practical solutions on the way. So I can see also Abdul Mapunda raise his hand.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stefania. My name is Abdul Mapunda from Iringa. Are you hear me? Hi?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, I'm from Iringa. My name is Abdul Mapunda. I'm working with the Department of Environment and Waste Management. Thank you for joining us with Sit with Nature. It is our new platform for us, but actually we are enjoying to be with you, sharing experience, and doing many things with you is our great ambition. Actually, we have so many challenges we have in our Iringa municipality, but later on I think that challenge will get some kind of solution, because we think we'll be together with you for this platform. As we said, my colleague said there is a lot of challenges, but including other is greening our city. We are in the highland, southern island of Tanzania. We have got some problem on issues of deforestation. This makes this city to be in a desert. But also we have a problem of management of open spaces. This management of open spaces, because the open spaces are converted into other use, apart from people to settle down and enjoying their city. Also, we have a problem of waste management per se, including dump sites. We don't have landfill, and also there is no technicalities on issues of solid waste management, segregation, resorting the waste, and the like. Also, because we have
I think it got frozen? Is it only from my side, or?
It's also frozen from
Abdon, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now, yes. Speak.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is thank you for joining us to this platform. You know, it's our first time to be with this platform. As my colleague said, there is a lot of problem we are facing in Iringa. Iringa is highland of Tanzania. Naturally, it is a forested areas. But we have so many challenges on greening the city. That we mean planting of the trees, also management of open spaces, because the open spaces are converted into other use instead of people relaxing and enjoying their space. Not only that, but also there is a problem of waste management. People are not aware on sorting waste management, and also dump site management also is a difficult for them. Also, we have, as I said, there is a forestry, deforestation is going on, and also there is a sonic fire. So there is a lot of challenges in our city. That's why my colleague intervened, explained the problem we have, and this we are sure in this platform we can share many things so that you can get experience and cover all these problems. I think as the way we go, we think we can solve all this. Thank you very much for intervention.
No, thank you so much, Abdon. Absolutely, it's you know, you really make me think about all the other webinars that we have had with the other municipalities and also the speakers that have been so passionate, as much as you are being passionate. And they were all bringing in the collective action that each of us has to be playing a role, and that really the global biodiversity framework is a new hope for the leaders, for the world. So that's why we have a space like Cities with Nature. I don't know whether anybody from the team, Ingrid, wants to add. I mean, we know about problems, and we're trying to be providing progress. I would also pick maybe Richmond's Yeoba question or comment. And then slowly we should start to be closing up. And before closing up, I will then ask you to open the video so that we can take a picture, all of us. Please, Richmond, any words from you?
Thank you very much. I'm Richmond Yeboah from the city of Cape Coast. This is the first time that we are joining Cities with Nature. I think that we are very glad to be part of this. And we are going to sign up to it, and so that we can have conversations on what happens in Cape Coast with you, and also join the global team. Apart from that, let me use this opportunity to thank ICLEI for wonderful work done. I think over the last few months, since December, we've been working with ICLEI on some projects, urban natural assets and socioeconomic mapping. And the team, Taryn, Fimi, and all of that are doing a very great job here. Now we have sort of knowledge about all the urban natural assets within the city and their vulnerabilities. And so we are working on policy to make sure that we protect them for climate change mitigation and other achieving other universal goals. And so just to say we are grateful to ICLEI for the opportunity. Apart from that, we are working so hard to be a formal member of ICLEI. And apart from that also, we are working to be part of the COP 15 in Montreal. And so I hope that we'll meet in person to have more conversations on biodiversity. Thank you. And I think that I was joined by other colleagues. Sani Disu is the head of environmental and sanitation and environmental health in the city. I also have on it Dr. Amanda Odoi. She is academic and a researcher from the University of Cape Coast. She works on gender issues, gender research and advocacy. And so they joined this call to have first-hand information about what Cities with Nature is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Richmond. So we will be certainly at COP together, and you will be on the stage as well for the sign-up ceremony together with the other municipalities. So that would be quite a momentum for all of you, for all of us. I don't know whether I could see that thanks. Kobe is back. I don't know whether she would like to give the final remarks. And before that, maybe can you please open the video on so that we all take a picture of this memorable time before COP. Can you please? Thanks. Beautiful faces. I mean, you should show your faces. Thank you. I'm becoming an expert of screenshots. I wasn't before. I'm becoming an expert of all virtual things, you know. That's interesting. Great. Kobe, do you think you can turn your camera on? Maybe Kobe is busy because she's extremely busy over these days, and that's already a luxury that we could have her, you know, opening this very webinar for us. So I think there we are. Oh, fantastic. One more. I'm taking all of you, and we will send it to you, so you can keep it as a good memory on the way to Montreal to COP15. Thank you so much. So nice faces. You should show it more often. It's nice to see you all. So I don't know whether Kobe.
Stefania, I'm here. Hello. I was just struggling to put my screen on, but I just want to say quickly also from my side, thank you very much. It was very informative. It was also extremely appreciated to hear from different cities, different experiences with the platform and how people are engaging with it. And we have a rich body of these webinars now from around the world, as we said. And it's just amazing to see how cities are different, but also how much they have in common. And these commonalities, this passion, it's driven by people like yourselves in cities who know why they're doing this, who are committed to doing this. It's not something you get paid for extra, but it's something that has great benefit to the rest of the world to see what can happen at the local level and what should happen in the local level to mainstream biodiversity. And if we do not bring nature right back into our lives and into our cities, we have no future for people to live in harmony with nature. So it's champions like yourself that are inspiring us at ICLEI to do what we do. And we'll keep on doing our best for you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Stefania, for hosting us today.
No, that's been a pleasure. As I could see so much passion from not only you and the speakers, but the municipalities themselves. I've been, as you're saying, Kobe, learning so much from them. And you, as Kobe said at the very beginning,